All right, welcome in everybody. How you guys doing? Mr. Charlie is here. Let's see where we go today. If you're drawn here by the title, there's something here for you. Any zodiac signs I do see, I'll check them out in the extended. All right. So let's see where we go. What message wants to come through today? I am recording this on Lionsgate, so there could be a lot of Leo energy or a lot of powerful desire to take action right now. So let's see where we go. We do have Venus opposite Pluto, in opposition to Pluto, which always makes me a little nervous. Oppositions and squares with Pluto can show some kind of, and Uranus to a lesser degree, but Pluto is all about power, your relationship to power. So if there's a relationship that starts being wobbly right now, or you start having these power struggles, Venus opposite Pluto, that is what's going on. So enter one step forward, one step onward. I am a galactic starseed blooming. Isn't that beautiful? I kind of like, oh, wow, look at this starseed. All right, so we're getting a lot of starseed imagery here. I did do a video, what kind of starseed am I? Gonna put a little link there for you if you want to go check that out. It does feel like this is activation energy. So we are here in August 2022, and there is this feeling of, power, right? We're talking about Venus opposite Pluto, and we're also talking about Lionsgate, which is also power. In the tarot deck, it's called strength, right? It's the strength card. And to me, this is about using your powers for good and not evil. Whatever that is. I mean, seriously, like we have these very old ideas about punishment and reward. We're talking about a spiritual kind of viewpoint of life where we are much more in this growth pattern. How am I going to embrace my next chapter? How am I going to bring myself to the collective and bring myself, Ace of Pentacles, planting a seed, right? How am I going to bring myself to the world with my gifts, sharing my gifts, receiving gifts from others? How am I going to interact? There is a little bit of a separation feeling right now I'm getting. So let me just say that some of you might be working on your own gifts kind of in solitude. And I know we talk quite a bit about solitude as a meditative experience, right? This is like a labyrinth and a meditative experience, but there's something super powerful about meditating in a room full of 3,000 people, which I did in May. And the energy of all of us with the same intention or training our energies on that intention really helps to it felt to me like I skipped over some things that I had already learned that I don't need to do again, that I'm like, yep, been there, got the t-shirt, right? Like, not necessary. And I feel like only once you validate that experience can you be like, okay, I see, these are opportunities to learn this lesson again, but I really, I see it. Okay. And I'm not drawn to it. I'm just like observing it. And that's very Aquarian energy. So I'm just observing it. I'm not really getting hooked emotionally into it. I'm just observing it. And so now this powerful energy of, okay, I have really come to this place of now I'm starting to plant my seed in a new way, in a very powerful spiritual kind of way. And to know that those old ways aren't, and there's Aquarius, they're keeping me in the circle. Okay, so this is the labyrinth again. They're keeping me in a circle. If I keep seeing those same lessons over and over again, it's almost like you tie your leg to a post and you can only walk in a circle. Okay, when you're tying your leg to that post is the thing that's grounding you. And for a while that might have seemed really good. but it might be time to untie yourself from this particular post because you just keep going in circles. If that's been your experience recently, I think that's what we're talking about today. Three of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, Three of Swords. Wow. Okay. World. Oh, good. Page of Wands and the Six of Wands. Yeah. I don't need this lesson again. And how do you know you don't need the lesson again? Number one, it's not really calling to you. You see it and you're like, oh, I have experienced that before. And am I taking action in my best and highest good on that information? Or am I like, well, it's too exciting to not go down that road. That was a really exciting experience in the beginning, and then it became troublesome, or it became difficult, or it became painful, or something like that. So I feel like right now there's something being offered to you in a very light-hearted kind of way, not threatening in any way, shape, or form. But because of this higher knowledge, this higher wisdom, this awareness, you're seeing it now from the big picture, right? You're seeing the roadmap. You now have the front of the puzzle box. So all this time, been trying to put together that puzzle without the picture of the front of the puzzle box. And now this is what the star brings in. The star brings in big picture awareness. And that's what your starseed is helping you, or your origin story, your origins of being a starseed, wherever you're coming from, whatever that is for you. Because of this big picture awareness, it's blooming. It's like being of the world, but not in the world. I don't need to do this again. This could be about third-party situations. This could be about toxic money situations or low vibration expressions of money, of lack of worth, lack of value, any kind of low vibration. This is really over. I like that I do like the Ten of Swords there, because, and the World here, because this tells me it's over and that you have overcome. And not in a way of escapism or spiritual bypassing or, avoidance. It's much more like making friends with this lesson and being aware of, other people may have a lower or lack of awareness about this. But sometimes when you come in contact with someone who has awareness, who has spiritual awakening as their guide, their own mission and path, you can kind of run across somebody who sees the lesson too. And I have recently had an interesting experience where a relationship was transformed in a positive way because I did a synastry chart, which is like the two charts on top of each other. So you can see how the two people interact. And there were some big red flags in there that I had already experienced in other relationships. Same with that other person. And so we're both like, you know what? Good to know. Good to know. So how can we have this connection and see those interactions? Is it something that shouldn't become a romantic partnership? Right? We're making choices here now. Instead of like wandering around in the dark, bumping into furniture, it's more purposeful and not avoidant, because there was a lot of discussion about what those lessons were. And I thought a lot about those lessons since then, that had I really learned them, had I experienced this enough, what did I learn? Journaling about what did I learn? And unhooking, I think the final step there, this is almost like a little bit of grief. Grief has stages to it, and the final stage is acceptance. And acceptance is when you unhook from the pain of the thing, because the pain of the thing is expressing to you the separation. But there is no separation. When there's no separation between you and a lesson and you and another person, we are all interconnected. We are all part of the same vast quilt. There is no separation. And when we see our lessons or our experiences, I don't know if I subscribe to that idea anymore of everything is a lesson. I think it's experiences. Do you want to experience this or do you not want to experience that? And this is about soul contracts. Carolyn Mace. Check out her books. MYSS. So soul contracts, excuse me, are things that we are here to experience. And this person, I saw a couple of lessons in that astrology chart that I was like, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Now I think there's this really interesting part of this where we see 10 of Swords right in the middle here is the timing card. So we're seeing from a big vision. We're seeing through our Starseed lens, okay? So some of you have really come to a new level of awakening in that Starseed lens. Aquarius and Gemini are showing up here. And it is through thoughts, right? Thoughts become things. That's the thing that's being shifted through your awareness and your awakening. There's a small offer that I feel like you're going to choose to not go toward because of the big picture awareness you're having. That, hey, there's pain ahead, and I have already collaborated on this lesson. All right, I have already gone down that road, and it's time for me to close up this, circle that I've been walking in and pull myself out of the earth and go down a new road. Okay, and I feel like you have overcome. By virtue of the fact that you see this, that you see the puzzle box cover, this is a victory, okay? This is one of those moments in time when you can really see things so clearly that there isn't much, it's almost like there's no need for another interpretation. Like, once you get the puzzle box cover, do you need someone to draw you a picture? No, I got the puzzle box cover. I'm good. All right. So I'm going to continue on with this and let's see where we go. I want to see what the next, the next chapter looks like, because the Starseed is now awakening. So where will it take you? Let's find out. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. If you're part of Pathfinders, the path starts right now. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.